Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We are the Timey Wimey Boys. My name is Kez.
I'm Cam.
And every single week, me and Cam are going to be watching an episode of the Doctor Who 2005 revival series.
Oh, yeah.
And having a little chinwag about it. We basically made this podcast because it seems that our friends enjoy listening to us talk about Doctor Who more than they actually enjoy watching it.
Going back and actually watching with us.
Exactly, and this podcast is also for people who are thinking about rewatching it, but no one else really wants to watch it with them.
Yeah, so you got your two best buds right here to
with the Timey Wimey Boys. With the Timey Wimey Boys.
Chat about your old nostalgic loves.
Watch an episode, listen to an episode of Timey Wimey Boys. Your life is going to be complete. Today's episode is the pilot of the 2005 revival series of Doctor Who, Rose. But before we get into the episode, Cam, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I've had a pretty decent week. It's been half-term holidays, so not had to go to school. I work in a school. I should probably clarify. I'm not going to school still.
Yep. Cam's been held back in year 6 for about 20 years now.
Yeah. I've had a bit of a week off. It's been pretty lovely, but
you've had a week off.
Yeah. All right for some, isn't it?
Hope your cough gets better soon.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
That's pretty much. Don't expect any better than that.
That's the bar now.
That is the bar.
Yeah.
I've peaked early. What have you been getting up to during your half term?
I've seen my family a lot this half term. It was my sister's birthday at the start of the week. She turned 30. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Rose. Your sister's name is Rose.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's
and this
very
is the
fitting.
episode Rose.
It's you couldn't write it.
You couldn't write it. And how did you celebrate your sister's 30th birthday?
So we went to Amsterdam and did all of the fun things you could expect in Amsterdam, like going to the museums.
Oh, of course you did.
Having some of their lovely food. It was a lovely trip.
It's up to you, audience, whether that's a euphemism or not.
Yeah.
Did he sample the regional food and go to the museums, or did he just smoke weed and go to the red light district? That's completely up to you.
I sampled goods. That's all that you need to know. You been getting into anything new?
What? Okay. Well, I'm gearing up for my driving test, my driving theory test.
Wow, exciting!
I'm pretty sure I would pass it if I were to take it today, but it's not until halfway through December.
Just tell them
my
that.
Test. I could. I'll just tell. Yeah. Hopefully, they'll give me my license on that basis.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. License Man. I'm fairly confident I will pass your test. Please give me my license.
Go ahead, drive away.
Yeah.
And also, I've just started Duolingo. Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. What can you tell me in Spanish?
What do you want to know?
I want to know what you ate for breakfast.
Yo como carne.
What's that mean?
I eat meat.
You eat meat?
I remember, I think I had bacon for breakfast.
You did?
Yeah, so
nice.
I had some bacon for breakfast. You got me a nice bagel.
I did. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to say you got me a bagel. I don't know.
No, that's all right. But yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. What, Cam, look. We've got to start talking about this episode.
Yeah.
But this morning, I was about to go downstairs and make my carne.
Yeah.
And I slipped and fell down the stairs and I bashed my head.
You pillock.
And I've forgotten everything that happened in the episode. And I don't think I'm going to be able to talk about it unless you recap the whole episode for us.
I'm going to stop you right there. Don't you worry, because my memory is crystal clear.
Oh, I know it is.
I'll give you a full recount of
thank
everything
you so
that
much.
you've forgotten.
Oh.
Hopefully re-jog your memory and we can have a lovely chat
This
after.
is perfect. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Thank you, Cam.
No
why don't
problem.
you give us that recap, Cam?
The episode starts out and we are introduced to our new main character for the series, our new Doctor Who companion, Rose.
Micky.
Close.
Oh.
You're remembering bits and pieces. That's a good sign. That's good. That's very good.
Sorry.
But no, it's Rose.
Oh.
She's 19. She lives in a council flat in London with her mum. She goes and eats lunch with her boyfriend Micky. She goes to work. She goes home, watches telly, eats chips, goes to bed. It's all very mundane and repetitive. Oh, she loves
Is
chips.
that it? She just goes to work and eats chips.
That's all she does.
What a boring life this girl leads.
So boring. Until
Anyone who does that, by the way, anyone who has a job and eats chips.
Yeah. Scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth, you are.
How dare you?
How dare you?
So yeah, it sounds pretty boring. I hate to live a life like that. But luckily, one day
We do this every day.
she's attacked by a group of plastic shop window dummies in the basement of her building.
Do you mean plastic as in they're kind of like quite fake personality wise?
Yeah, they've got no viv about them.
No, but like Aunt Viv.
Yeah, no, what am I trying to say? Viv or vigor? Viz and vigor.
Cam, I've got no fucking clue what you're trying to say right now.
But luckily, she's rescued by a mysterious man called the Doctor, who saves her life and blows up her building.
Oh my god.
So, with no job to go to now, she hangs about in her flat where, after another chance encounter with this mysterious Doctor man, she starts to get a bit curious about what's going on and what he's about. So,
Well, you would.
she does a little bit of research. She goes to meet with this conspiracy theorist, finds out a little bit more. While she's meeting this conspiracy theorist, her boyfriend is kidnapped and replaced with a plastic duplicant who is about to attack and seriously maim Rose until once again she's rescued by the Doctor.
Micky. By the Doctor.
Micky's gone. Mickey's not here anymore.
Sorry.
They flee to the Doctor's spaceship and arrive at the alien base. Once they've got to the alien base, they find Micky. The Doctor.
Yes, the main character.
I know. You were on the edge of your seat for that one, weren't you? I bet you're so glad.
I almost fell off my seat.
Yeah,
I did fall off my seat. I had to get back on.
I saw you bumped your head again.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Do you still remember?
I did forget a little bit, but I feel I've got the gist.
Okay, yeah. So the Doctor's trying to negotiate with the alien. Doesn't work. Alien starts an invasion of plastic across the world. Plastic is attacking people. And then Rose kills the alien with a special gymnastic maneuver, stops the invasion, and then leaves with the Doctor as he promises her great adventures in time and space.
Wow. I mean, he'd have me sold.
Yeah.
I'd probably run towards him in bad slow-mo.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Horrendous.
If he'd said that to me. Thanks for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I remember the first thing I noted down about this episode is we see Micky and Rose hanging out.
Yeah.
And Micky, and they're both, 19?
Yeah. She's
Micky,
19, I'm pretty sure, and they went to school together.
Sure. Mickey seems to be impressing Rose, or making her laugh with his funny eating and dance moves.
Oh,
and by the way, can I just say off the bat, this isn't the last of Mickey's slapstick that we get in this episode. The man is a connoisseur of slapstick comedy.
What a hilarious.
He eats the sandwiches. He goes,
boyfriend.
and Rose goes,
what woman wouldn't find that charming?
Of course, yeah.
God.
Whenever I'm trying to sort of like get my partner in the mood, I walk up to her with a tuna sweet corn sandwich in my hand.
Yeah.
And I take big bites out of it, and I I sort of push it out of my mouth like a baby bird. And she goes, "Oh, I love."
Oh, this is why we're together.
This is why we're together.
It's he's an absolute buffoon.
Comedic genius, you mean?
So she gets attacked by these shop window dummies in the basement of her building. Right?
Who's she? The cat's mother?
Yeah, Rose. Rose gets.
What, your sister?
No, this is gonna become very confusing.
Sorry. When we say Rose, we're talking about the Rose in the show.
Yes, yeah.
Right,
we shouldn't have introduced this extra Rose character so early on in our show.
Right.
It's just gonna.
So Rose is attacked.
Yes, she's getting attacked. Then she's rescued and saved by the doctor. By these plastic like mannequins like that you get in department stores.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
She goes down to the basement looking for Wilson.
Yeah.
She gets to the door of Wilson's office and it says CEO on it.
CEO.
And I got confused at this point because my first thought was, why is the CEO of this company down in the basement of the building?
He likes to keep. He wants to stay humble. He's not flashy.
Undercover boss, but all the time.
yeah.
But he's like, and the door's got like an electrical warning. I thought, why is that? But then I looked it up, and CEO means Chief Electrical Officer, and that explains the electrical.
How many postal sort of problems do you reckon that's caused in the past?
Well, unless he has the exact same name as the CEO of the actual company, because I don't think postal companies just write CEO.
They do in my cartoonish world.
Like every SpaceX letter is just addressed to.
It makes
CEO.
Sense why none of these big wealthy businessmen I've been.
That's why they don't pay tax.
They don't come back.
You send them to CEO, they end up some small business owner.
Yeah. It just always goes to the chief electrician officer.
But she's looking for Wilson.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'll say is seeing Rose walking around that basement completely isolated by herself, shouting Wilson.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Tom Hanks's Castaway.
When did that come out?
Wilson!
Do you reckon
Wilson!
That was definitely post 2005, wasn't it? I think.
Do you think Russell T Davies had just watched Castaway and he was just thinking about someone shouting Wilson? And
I think the opposite. I think the writer of Castaway watched this first episode of Doctor Who and was like,
right.
"Do you know that would make a really good story?"
So right, yeah.
Just we should turn this into a feature film, but we should change the woman to Tom Hanks, and we should change the basement to a desert
Hollywood's not
island.
gonna want this woman. They're gonna want Tom Hanks. She immediately assumes that Derek is behind the
Derek.
plastic people attack.
Yeah.
What has Derek done so far that this is immediately this must be Derek.
This must be Derek.
He normally dresses up as mannequins. And
dark,
around.
scary area. I'm all by myself.
He has
I'm
lots
being
of
approached
friends.
by a lot of intimidating, large characters.
It's got to be Derek.
That's Derek.
I hope Derek
That's
doesn't
all
work
over.
for this company.
Yeah.
Why she's got to deal with this kind of shit quite often.
It's horrendous. She needs to speak to HR about Derek. Maybe Derek works in HR. Maybe that's how he keeps getting away with it.
Yeah, maybe he's the puppeteer.
Did you ever play any workplace pranks?
Because
poor Derek, he's trying to have a laugh to get on with his shift without just melting into the boredom of eating chips and watching telly.
Well, I say this because I'm okay. All right, let's get this out of the way now because it will probably come up a few times in this podcast. Me and Cam actually met because we used to work together.
Of course,
at Greg's.
At Greg's,
and wasn't really pranks, but we used to do dares at Greg's, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. That was a fun way to pass the time.
We would dare each other to do silly things like if a customer asked for a sausage roll, you'd have to get the supervisor to come out and ask them if we do sausage rolls. And then go, oh, okay. Or it would be things like interrupt a customer halfway through their order to turn your hat from forwards to face back.
Just have them speechless.
But I would not convince half of the workforce to dress up as mannequins and chase one of the girls around.
Yeah, Derek needs sacking. when she's being approached by these shadowy mannequins and stuff, I thought back to I've got a mate of mine who one of his young odd jobs that he had when he was a youngster was he like took apart the mannequins in a shop, and he told me about how uncomfortable it was working in the stockroom with the mannequins because being a young lad he got very uncomfortable seeing them all naked. And I was thinking this scene would have been far more disturbing because I don't think many.
If they had, are you saying this? If they had anatomically correct?
Well, I don't think many department stores leave the clothes on the mannequins when they put them into storage, but they're all fully dressed. That must have been just because it would have been unnerving to have naked, like, plastic men and women chasing her down the hallway.
I never really had thought about that, and actually thinking about it, if they had all been completely naked, I think that would have been.
I would have been terrified.
Yeah,
like,
because it's not just mannequins coming to get you; it's
naked mannequins just running at you with their plastic bits, not swinging around.
Yeah, you're completely right.
I mean, nowadays,
I never even clocked that they were wearing clothes.
Yeah, nowadays, like they'd be wearing high fashion, wouldn't they? They'd be all kitted out in the latest Gucci belts. They've got different
mannequins now. The mannequins are way more detailed. I think they might actually be creepier because they used to be kind of very blocky, like almost crash test dummies. But nowadays mannequins have got like cheekbones.
They're slender and like bony.
Maybe that might be even creepier.
Yeah, damn.
When she meets the doctor, and she's talking to him about the mannequins, she says, "Oh, it must be students."
Yeah.
And I think that's a very logical thing to assume.
Yeah, she's showing a little bit of intuition there. The doctor, like, I like how before he brutally shuts her down, he gives her a little, good thinking.
I'd probably assume it was a bunch of young people making some kind of content or short film too.
Yeah.
So it's fair.
She is, can I say, surprisingly calm, following around a man that has just shown her a pack of C4.
He did.
Yeah.
So as far as she knows right now, he's a terrorist.
Yeah, this man has popped up, grabbed her, ran away, showed her a bomb, and said he's the doctor.
Yeah. If I was her, I at this point would be assuming that he calls himself the doctor because he's made these mannequins like some kind of like he's sewed different people together.
Yeah.
And that they've gone out of control, so he's blowing up the building to get rid of them.
Yeah, I would have thought he's some sort of revolutionary calling himself the Doctor. Like he's going to fix the UK with his terrorist act.
Gonna make them all mannequins.
She's just completely calm, just disinterested. And even after she sees the bomb go off and her whole workplace, she's just sat at home on the sofa just with like a dull face on.
Well, Jackie, can I just say, is being an absolute maniac in the next couple scenes.
Horrendous. The horrible Mother of the Year award.
She is on the phone to someone saying that the trauma has aged Rose's skin.
Yeah.
Like an old Bible, she says.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine? What? You've just been...
So Rose got back from work that day, and she was like all crusty and dry.
Yeah.
And Jackie went, "Fucking hell."
Yeah. Could you imagine you have just like narrowly avoided a horrible, hideous death, and your mother is talking about how your skin doesn't look nice?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad your skin looks a bit dry.
Look at big crap.
Ever heard of Vaseline?
Bit of moisturiser on, love. Like, come on. She continues on this trend in the morning of being like just a completely of being like a
terrible mother.
Yeah.
She's gossiping with her friends, and her daughter almost died in what just off the bat looks like a terror threat.
Yes, yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, her skin looks horrible though."
Yeah.
Jackie, your daughter, that could have been an Al Qaeda attack.
Yeah. It's insane woman. Priorities need to be sorted right out.
So we also see we see Mickey.
Oh, I love a
Mickey
boy
pops
is back.
in on Rose. He picks up a plastic arm that Rose has held on to.
Yeah.
And he does another bit of slapstick as he leaves.
Absolutely. He
loves
takes
it.
every opportunity.
This guy is physical comedy embodied in a body.
Well, I'm glad that you like him, because she certainly
that.
doesn't.
I never said that.
No? You're not a fan of Mickey?
Well, I mean, no.
No.
Well, okay. Well, yes. Well, okay. Well, okay. Well, okay.
I've got a little, like, a good deal later for Mickey that we can talk about Mickey a
we'll
lot
come
more.
back to Mickey.
Yeah. So she sees Mickey. Mickey does his usual slapstick, and then it's the next morning, and her mother continues her trend of being so unhelpful. She says, Rose's alarm goes off, and she calls through saying, "No point getting up, sweetheart. You've got no job to go to." Maybe she wants to wake up early and go find a new job, Jackie.
Jackie, from all we've seen so far, while Rose is going out working,
yeah,
she's sitting on the sofa.
Absolutely.
You, in that instance, were up before Rose.
Yeah.
Don't seem to be going to a job. So
yeah.
The hell are you talking about, Jack?
She's insane, her mother. Like, she even, like, says to her, "You've got to get a job because I'm not going to be bailing you out." Of course you're not going to be bailing her out, Jackie. Where's your job?
I don't know what the fuck you do,
yeah.
Jackie.
Like, of course she needs to get a new job so she can support you.
And then the doctor shows up.
Yeah, in the midst of this conversation, there's a little knock at the door, isn't there?
And Jackie immediately tries to shag the man who seems to be at the apartment to investigate the near death of your daughter.
Well, yeah, at first I was thinking, Jackie, where did you think this was going to go? Did you think that you were just going to have a quickie?
You think your daughter was just going to stand in the doorway?
Yeah.
Where you shag this man?
But
this balding man with a leather jacket.
Oh, yeah, she's not picky, is she? No, I don't mean that. Chris boy, you're a lovely, beautiful man.
Chris Eccleston probably turned on this podcast.
He was. I really wanted to hear what they're saying.
If I enjoy this podcast, I'll come back to the show.
Oh, could you imagine if that's it? Yeah. I'm done for.
Yeah, you're done for.
But I looked deeper into this scene, and you know what I thought? So the doctor swans on in, and he says, Jackie says, she deserves some compensation. And the doctor promises this working class family with 2 unemployed members millions of pounds. He says you can't dangle that in front of this family, doctor.
Yeah.
That's when I thought, do you know what? Jackie's heard that and she's gone, damn right we're getting millions, and I'm going to make sure of it. For my daughter, I am going to sleep with this stranger right now and make sure that she gets the compensation she deserves.
Jackie's securing the bag. I completely misjudged the situation.
Sees an opportunity, seizes it.
I actually love her, and I think she's doing everything she can to
most supportive mother I've ever seen, to be honest.
100%.
Talking about the doctor just swanning in, the last time Rose saw this gentleman, he was waving a bomb in her face, and then he blew up the place that she works at. And the first thing she does when she sees him through the cat flap is open up the door and pull him inside.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be my go-to.
It would be mine.
It would be.
Yeah, because if I was Rose, I'd be like, wow, you're so
explosive.
Explosive. Yeah.
You're so
You've blasted into my life.
Imagine that. You see a terrorist and you're like, oh, I love a bad boy.
I like a bad boy. By the way, the doctor looks in a mirror at Rose's flat, checks his ears out.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely shocked that he hasn't seen his own ears by this point.
Yeah. What, because they're like dangling around the front of his face?
I think within a day, you'll probably run into your own reflection within an hour or two of starting your day. And there must be lots of reflective sets in the TARDIS.
that is maybe he's a busy man. He's got a lot to do.
You can't even feel the wind against your ears to get a vague sense of how big
all
they
they
are.
feel a bit big.
Oh, fucking hell!
He had to put that jumper on somehow. Did it not get stuck halfway? And he was thinking,
I think that's ridiculous.
This is a little.
I think it would have been better if he'd walked into Rose's flat, gone for a piss, and you'd have overheard him gone, Jesus Christ, I've got a big nub!
It's just like droplet sounds into the water, and then he's just like,
there would have been no droplets. It would have been fully submerged. That's what I would have.
Fully submerged.
No sound at all.
Yeah, he would.
Like a hose in a paddling pool.
Yeah, so he sees himself in the mirror. I love how while Rose is just yattering on, asking all of these questions, the Doctor is just in the other room doing random voice lines, like he's some sort of video game character. Yeah, he's just like picking up items, saying a voice line, putting it down, moving on to the next item.
Rose pretty much exclusively interacts with NPCs, it seems like.
Yeah.
In her life. Wilson, I'm not even sure Wilson existed.
Most charismatic person in her life is Micky.
In this moment, the arm starts to attack the Doctor.
Yes, yeah.
And this is when Jackie starts to dry her very, very dry hair.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's bone dry.
Yeah, bone dry when she starts drying her hair.
I think she just heard a bit of noise and she was like, oh, enough of that.
Well, she was like, she felt jealous. She thought, oh, she's on it.
How loud is that hairdryer that a glass table breaks in her living room, like two rooms away, and she still just la da 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 da, just drying her hair.
I think because with Jackie you've got the hairdryer, but also the voices in her head.
yeah. She's just thinking all of the horrible things that she can say to Rose later, and it's just way too distracting for her.
Yeah. Anyway, after this, the Doctor and Rose walk to the TARDIS. Don't know why he didn't park closer, but we get this 20-minute unbroken shot of them walking to the TARDIS.
Yeah.
During this walk to the TARDIS, he asks her if she's alright.
Yeah.
You called her a bonehead 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
She might not be alright, and if she's not, it's your fault.
Yeah, now you're thinking about her feelings.
She showed her a pack of C4, said run, turned up at a house the next day and called her a bonehead. She might not be okay.
Yeah.
She's jobless now because of you, by the way.
Yeah, horrendous. This man, again, another person who needs to get their priorities in line. Rose is just met.
He really needs to sort out his priorities.
But exactly, like poor Rose has just had person after person letting her down. She's...
You got Micky with his stupid sandwich joke.
Yeah. You've got her mother with her unsupporting attitude, and now
Probably she makes bad sandwiches.
And now this man has just come along, called her a bonehead, and blown up the place she works. But she called her a bonehead. Have you ever? What's the silliest but most hurtful thing that you think you've ever been called?
You're not my therapist. I do think though that I don't think you can call someone a bonehead without also knocking twice on their skull.
No, yeah, it's part of...
Bonehead?
Yeah, no, it would feel wrong. Like, I think if somebody called me a bonehead and didn't knock on my forehead, I would have to knock on it for them, just to... Otherwise I'd feel incomplete.
Yeah, I think it's like having a tequila shot. It's like the salt of a tequila.
Yeah. Well, can I just say that I think I've got to have, and you can help yourself to one too, but I think I need to give one gush per episode, and I think my gush this episode has got to be the Doctor's speech about the world turning. Yeah, I just want to gush about how good something is.
It's made you.
It's made me
wet.
It's made me yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm gushing.
Guys, he hasn't told me about this.
No, not at all.
Sorry, this is...
You can't control a gush.
This is what you want your weekly part. You want your weekly segment to be your
weekly gush, yeah.
Alright guys,
you ready for Cam's weekly gush?
Ready for weekly to be... Oh, okay.
Everyone's favourite part of the podcast, Cam's weekly gush.
Oh Christ. Alright, okay.
Yeah, the Doctor's world-turning speech that he gives to Rose, I think is just brilliant.
I can
think
feel
it's
the world turning at 900 miles an hour.
yeah, but beneath our feet, it's happening.
I can feel it.
Let's not beat around the bush. The look of this episode is slightly naff, but I think his whole speech about how you're told this fact as a kid, and you just can't believe it. But if you hold on to the Doctor's hand, you can believe it too. You can believe all of these scary things that the show's going to show
Go home
you.
and think it was Derek and the student.
Yeah. Or you can trust the Doctor.
I think it's a big pile of living...
Big pile of living flesh. Living flesh?
Living,
Big pile
living
of
fresh.
living fresh.
Big pile of living fresh.
That's gonna be my first album.
Yeah, sure. I like that. He can't help himself but be cool at the end though, and be like, "Forget me."
yeah. And now I never existed.
Like running into a room naked and being like, "Don't look at me." So then Rose wants to find out about the Doctor, so she goes round to Micky's house to use his state-of-the-art computer.
Yes, brand new technology on the scene.
She grabs his computer and Micky says, "Don't look at my emails."
Yeah. What emails is he getting?
I can understand someone saying, "Don't look at my search history.
Yeah.
Don't open all my private tabs.
Who's
Don't
he
look at
been
my
emailing?
emails."
Like, what?
KGB? What's going on, Micky?
Is he slid into somebody's inbox?
Yeah, is he? You're not having a sexy email chat with someone.
Micky's not pulling another. He's not got Rose, and he's pulling another bird.
I'm thinking about who Micky is as a person, and I cannot imagine what he's doing over email. That he's like, "Don't look at my emails."
Yeah, well, you couldn't really do much on a computer back then. Maybe
he's emailing a doctor about like how to have a bigger penis.
Do you know what I think? I think Rose is so disinterested by Micky that this poor man has been emailing himself just for some more interaction in his day-to-day life.
As Ricky.
As Ricky, yeah. That's a fun little
sure, yeah.
nod to the what's to come later. But yeah, he's I think that's what I think he's doing alone in his room. He's just emailing himself because every conversation he has with Rose seems like the least interested person on the planet.
Rose then uses some crazy search engine that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And finds a website about the Doctor and tries to arrange to meet the man behind the website. And then Micky warns her of meeting weird internet people. You just demanded that Rose don't look at your emails.
Yeah.
Don't you talk about weird internet people?
Yeah, I bet you know about weird internet people, Micky.
Yeah, you would know, Micky.
Yeah.
And then they go to this man's house and Micky stays in the car. And I did love Micky kind of trying to look cool.
Yeah, his like gruff face as he's like looking out the window.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked that he was too scared to go in the house but would stay in the car trying to look cool.
He's a showman, Micky. He loves to play a part. He loves to be the slapstick, the tough guy. Yeah. But it's all show. It's all show.
Yeah, he should go to drama school.
He should. That's what this boy needs. He needs an outlet.
A nurturer.
He's only got Rose, who doesn't want to pay any attention to him.
But actually what he needs is rows of audience in his plays. Exactly.
Do you know what? I think this is where I'd like to bring up Micky, because a lot happens to Micky in the next 5 minutes, and I think it's time for me to really, really express how this man is the neediest man I have ever seen.
Micky.
Yeah. Like, he is constantly...
taking the Mickey.
Constantly taking the Mickey. Maybe that's how he's got his name. Because...
If Russell Davies was like, he's always taking the Mickey.
Imagine we have this one guy.
Imagine this character is always just taking the Mickey.
Do you know what? I think I'll call him Mickey.
I think I'll call him Mickey. Yeah.
It's just constant. He's like, he can't give Rose 5 seconds before he's doing another bit to try and make her laugh or entertained or...
Leave her alone!
Yeah!
Stop trying to make your girlfriend laugh!
But she doesn't. She hates him. But I do feel for him in a way. He needs to get over this neediness. Like, he's just screaming desperation with every interaction he has with her.
Yeah.
And he just needs to see that she's not that into you, dude.
She's not that into you. Rose visits the owner of the Doctor website's
Yes.
house. Where she meets a man named Clive Finch.
Clive Finch, yes.
Da 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 da. Clive Finch. Clive Finch. And he tells her about this mysterious man called the Doctor, who seems to be popping up all throughout history, and shows her a hilariously photoshopped picture of him at the JFK assassination.
Yeah, what was he doing there? Because it's not like he went to save JFK. Did he just fancy going and seeing it?
Yeah, well, he didn't prevent it, did he?
No, he's just in the crowd. He got himself a front row seat.
Just wanted to be in the splash zone.
And also, does he purposefully pose stoically in every...
Yeah, why is he always aware of the camera?
Always looking at them.
He's always directly making them.
He's like Joe from Impractical Jokers whenever he sees a fan, just staring them down in the camera lens.
And Clive Finch tells her that the Doctor has one constant companion. Not old. No. Death.
Yeah.
He says death. Mickey's outside, and the bin starts acting mysterious.
Yeah.
Bin. Sorry, not bin. Mickey.
Mickey. He might as well be called Bin.
Bin
at this
says.
point.
Mickey. I don't know why he assumes this, but he squares up to the bin immediately.
Yeah.
He sees the bin rummage around a bit. He goes, "Someone's starting on me." He gets out of the car. He squares up to the bin.
What did he think was in that bin when he opens it up?
What a 7-year-old... What the fuck do you think's in that bin?
Like,
Mickey?
yo, yeah, come on then.
You come in then.
It's
Mickey, what, you wouldn't accompany your girlfriend into a stranger's house, but you will walk towards a moving bin.
Yeah.
Because there's only a child in there, surely.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Well, he's got it.
Absolutely.
He picks his battles well. Yeah, and then the bin swallows him, right?
Yeah.
And something I thought, first, the bin burps after he eats him. Beautiful classic bit of early 2000s cheese.
Love it.
But that does suggest, like, when we burp, it's because we are digesting our food and that's gas escaping. Is that Mickey's being digested by that thing? Or did the bin just have, like, a funny little, this'll be a funny moment?
I think the bin had been observing humans for the day.
Ah.
Seen them laugh at a few
Wants to
burps
be a
and
real
gone,
boy.
You know what? Yeah, he wants to be a real boy.
Yeah, maybe this is what drew the bin and Mickey together.
I think this was
They're
the bin's
both-
first attempt at stand-up.
Yeah, they're both comedians in the making. They both showmans. They want to make people laugh. Also, what happens to Mickey after this? Because next time we see him, he's in the aliens' hideout.
Is Mickey just knocked out cold at the bottom?
He's knocked out
Weird
cold.
bin.
And then the bin must, like, just scoot along to the London Eye like the wrong trousers in
Imagine
Wallace
looking
and
out of your
Gromit.
window and seeing this, and then the bin just starts slowly wheeling itself off.
Yeah.
Wheeling itself off is not
Yeah, that's
bin
not...
euphemism for...
Yeah, that sounds a bit sus.
Anyway, then Plastic Mickey and Rose then go for a meal
Yeah.
at a pizza restaurant because Plastic Mickey wants pizza.
Pizza.
And
Pizza.
the Doctor shows back up.
Mm.
He knows Mickey's a Plastic Mickey.
Well, I'm glad somebody does.
Fucking hell, Rose.
How little do you have to like your boyfriend to not notice when you get back into a car with him that he looks like a Lego man, he's talking like a maniac, and he cannot drive anymore?
Yeah.
Like, he's swerving the car all over, and she
really
there
doesn't
talking...
love this guy, does she?
No, she could not care less about him.
He's genuinely just been replaced by a plastic.
And she
yeah,
hasn't
knows.
noticed. And this, can I remind you, is the most charismatic man on the earth.
Can I just say, as an audience, we've only just met Mickey like 20 minutes ago. We can tell.
Plain as day.
We can see it.
Yeah.
So they go for pizza. The Doctor's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show up to the table carrying a bottle of champagne.
This will be really
cork
good.
this fucker in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
Make him look a right dickhead.
The Doctor is just... He's in the kitchen. He's like, okay, I've got to save this girl's life. what's a comedic way that I can introduce myself to this dangerous scene?
I'll fire a cork at him.
I'll offer them champagne. No, I'll offer them champagne twice. I'll offer them champagne three times. And then I'll shoot him in the face with the cork.
Cork him.
And then that won't work.
Didn't work. Plastic Mickey starts attacking everyone. Doctor restrains him while Rose, again, just being a smart cookie, sounds the fire alarm, gets all the civilians out of the restaurant.
Cares about people.
Love her.
Not the people near to her, maybe, like her boyfriend, her mother, but...
No, she didn't notice her boyfriend was a completely different person.
But strangers, she
let a terrorist into her home.
Absolutely loves strangers. Loves the doctor, strangers. Loves all these people in the restaurant.
He's just generally a hero.
I love how the doctor smiles so widely when he pulls off the fake Mickey's head, and Mickey's head is still talking. But I do wish that Mickey's head continued talking throughout the entire time they were fleeing the restaurant and going into the TARDIS.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, I think that was a big missed opportunity. He's just cracking one line. Pizza! I love you, babe, sweetheart, honey.
He just kept saying pizza, and the doctor got so sick of it, he just puts it on the floor and stamps on it.
Yeah!
Oh, stop saying that!
Shut up!
Shut up!
But yeah, they use their head to find close to where the alien hideout is. They're a bit off at the start, but they get outside the London Eye.
They do get outside the London Eye, and the doctor, basically, the Rose is pretty upset because she thinks Mickey's dead.
Yes, yeah.
Doctor is completely neutral to the idea that this 19-year-old kid might be dead.
Might not be.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm trying to be a good person, and that your silly boyfriend that's only just turned 19.
Also, Rose, don't act like you care now.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You
Rose.
care now that you've got to tell his mother.
Mickey's been gone.
Yes.
And you've not noticed.
Yeah, he's been dead for the last hour and a half. You're only just clocking on now. It's no skin off your back.
The doctor's going, there must be a big satellite, because he wants to know where the base of the enemies are.
Yeah.
Rose points out it's the London Eye.
Yeah, yeah.
And they run over to it. They're on the other side of the Thames.
Yeah.
TARDIS over there.
Rose, time is of the essence. Let's run across Westminster Bridge, holding hands.
You just use the TARDIS to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if someone had just shown you a device that teleports you anywhere instantly, and they were like, I think we run up and take the bridge, yeah.
I think he just loves the drama for it, doesn't he? He loves to run. He loves it. It's his favourite thing.
He's imagining a Dutch angle on himself.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah, yeah. You see, the Doctor is just, he's got the brain of a dog. He just loves to run about, do jumps.
Doctor.
That's what he should have been called.
But fine. They should have told us it, but never mind. Rose, when the doctor says that all plastic will come to life,
yeah,
she goes, breast implants. Or she says, she's like, even breast implants.
Yeah, that's the first thing on her mind. Like, it's just what do you reckon the first thing on your mind would be if you?
Well, if my mum was Jackie Tyler, it would probably be breast implants.
You're thinking of your mother. That's very sweet of you.
That's when I realised. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
maybe Mickey's had them.
He could be. He would do anything to impress Rose at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, he loves slapstick. He loves physical humour. He might have got some tits.
He's like, Rose, look at what I've done.
I don't know why he'd say it like that.
Do you love me now?
I don't know why he'd be saying it like Chris Eccleston, but
yeah,
Rose!
It's the only voice I can do.
So they break into.
Yeah, they break into the alien's base because the Doctor's got.
What's the alien called?
They never actually. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say.
They break into the hidden base of
the Nestine consciousness.
There we go.
And I'm glad that the Doctor's got a new plan for how he's going to defeat this alien, and he's not jumping to let's blow up the London Eye.
Yeah.
that would have been that probably wouldn't have been great for the opening episode of Doctor Who.
It was the next step in his blatant terrorism.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's not.
No,
Mickey's down there. Just
yes, Micky is there.
Unguarded.
Yeah, unguarded, not tied up. Micky absolutely was there and chose not to leave.
He could have escaped.
I bet as soon as he was put there, his first thought was, Rose will save me, Rose will save me, Rose will save me.
Again, I don't know why he's saying it like Christopher Eccleston.
I've told you, it's the only voice I can do. Get ready
I'm sure
for every impression.
Rose will save me, Rose will save me.
Every impression in the next 100 episodes of this show.
It's just gonna be Eccleston.
It's all gonna be Eccleston.
Sure.
Do you know what his loving girlfriend says to him the first time she sees him?
Yeah, what?
You're stinking. 10 minutes
Rose.
ago, you thought this man was dead. You're overjoyed that he's alive. You run up to him. You see if he's okay. You stink, Micky.
You
I get that.
Smell like shit.
I get that you spent the afternoon in a bin, but there are the priorities
I know you've
again.
been far digested by a plasma-based being.
Yeah.
Micky, you could have put some fucking links on.
God, Micky, come on.
Anyway, the Doctor tries to negotiate with the Nestine consciousness and it goes wrong.
Well,
because
yeah.
the Nestine consciousness realises the Doctor's backup plan was to kill living plastic.
Negotiate's a strong word, isn't it? When you're... Imagine somebody found out that you'd brought, like, nerve gas with you for your little sort of, like,
job
negotiation. For your job interview, yeah. It was like,
oh, by the way, if this doesn't go the way I want it to...
His reaction as well. He's like, I wasn't going to use it. As if, like, oh... I'm the stupid one for thinking that you might try and kill me with this.
The only thing that would make sense is if he'd bluffed using it, and then said I wasn't really going to. Why would you conceal it and then go I wasn't going to use it?
I'd never use that.
Doctor, you're a dumbass.
It's called anti-plastic, Doctor. If there is
speaking to a giant brain, Doctor.
That's like if you had a vial of anti-human in your pocket.
I wasn't going to use it.
I wasn't going to use that. What? That's for something else.
So the dummies start attacking. Jackie actually has a very smooth journey through this.
Yes,
I've got to say though, the kid dummies were bloody terrifying.
Yeah.
The regular dummies were pretty scary, but the child dummies.
So when they were coming out, when they started shooting people, that's when things got serious. But before any shots were fired, they start moving around. They hop out of their positions. Clive is there in town as well, the conspiracy theorist. Yeah. His first reaction...
Clive Finch!
Clive Finch!
Is also there.
Yeah, he's there. His first reaction when he's seeing these people basically doing the robot in shop windows.
Yeah.
Because when they're waking up, they're just sort of like moving around.
Maybe he knows Derek.
Maybe he's
just like, oh, that's Derek.
Well, he definitely doesn't know Derek because his first reaction is, it was all true. I was right about everything. He must be a nightmare when it comes to, like, Comic-Con coming to town or Halloween.
Anything mysterious starts happening, Clive Finch is automatically like, my theories about this man are true!
I knew it! I was right all along!
Clive, just let this play out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Give it a minute. I mean, to be fair...
I've heard enough about this fucking guy.
I'm glad that on this one occasion he did get that out and had that little bit of victory, because the next thing that happens is he is shot in the head by one of these.
I was absolutely devastated that Clive was killed.
Yeah, it was a sad moment for all of us.
I also thought, I think if I was the one directing this episode, I think I would have made it so that Jackie had headphones in and was doing her weekly shop and didn't notice any of it.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah. I think I would have loved to keep cutting to Jackie, just listening to sort of NPC music, doing her week, just getting her, getting her beans and potato. I don't know why she's getting beans and potato.
A mannequin walks up to her and like puts a gun in her face, and
she
she's
goes,
like,
"Oh, thank you.
That's a nice outfit."
Yeah.
Do you mind if I try that on?
She realizes it's a dummy and she punches his head off.
Yeah. That's the Jackie I
show.
love.
We get a spin-off show.
Jackie Chan.
The Adventures of Jackie.
I think that show already exists.
Anyway, So the Doctor and Rose, they work together. Rose puts her gymnastics.
Yeah, it's a bold plan from Rose, isn't it?
She swings on a chain, knocks the anti-plastic into the anti-plastic. Into the Nestine consciousness.
Into the Nestine consciousness.
Killing all the plastic people.
Yeah. And also, just as they're all escaping into the TARDIS, Rose takes one last moment to look down at this crying, screaming creature and smiled the most she has in the entire episode.
I killed it.
Wow. I really did something amazing.
Just drove an entire race to extinction.
Yeah, it's the last of its kind. She's
Good
just...
on you, Rose. The Doctor
Hope
in the
you're
future...
proud.
Yeah, he'll stay equally enthusiastic about your genocide going forward, I'm sure.
Yeah, and she's buzzing off of this happy high that she's got. When her mum calls her to say that she's okay and everything's fine, her mum's like screaming, going, "Are you okay, Rose? Is everything right?"
Who's her mum? Cat's mother?
The cat's mother's mother.
The cat's...
Rose's mum, Jackie,
Yeah.
is speaking on the phone, obviously panicked, obviously stressed out. Rose just goes and hangs up the phone. She's just too elated by the bloodlust that she's just...
Fair, Jackie, get your own affairs in order. Stop calling me.
Yeah,
Don't bell my line.
Yeah, I'm busy, mate.
I'm clearly sorting my own shit out right now, Jackie. Come on. Get your shopping home. Get into the shops, they're probably empty right now. As they're leaving... The whole place explodes.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure why they killed the creature living in the base.
Yeah.
Don't understand why the whole base blows up.
Well, no, it doesn't really make sense. Yeah.
But fair enough. It looks good, doesn't it?
It does. It's a good show.
Micky's absolutely traumatized. He's shaking. He's been through it today. Do you know what I'd call him? Stupid lump.
Stupid lump. Yeah. She really doesn't like this boy. This poor boy.
I've got to look after this stupid piece of shit.
Yeah.
This quivering moron.
Just been like eaten by a dustbin. Spent hours
locked up by plastic people.
Just like hearing voices of this molten plastic, and then
Micky, you stupid bloody lump.
Yeah. Absolutely unacceptable.
The Doctor says, "Come with me." Micky says, "No, don't go, don't go." She goes, "So I've got to look after this stupid." Come on, man.
Yeah.
So I've got a boyfriend and he's been really traumatized. I've got to look after this piece of dumbass.
Imagine your girlfriend has just met a terrorist, has become infatuated with him, following him around. Then
who's he been talking to?
She witnesses this terrorist. You witness your girlfriend help this terrorist blow up another place, and then when he asks her to join him, her first reaction is, "No, sorry, this stupid lump would be helpless without me."
Yeah, I mean, the terrorism sounds fun, but I've got to look after
this dead weight.
This boring.
God.
Slapstick.
Micky's really had a tough episode this time.
But, alas, the Doctor mentions that the TARDIS also travels in time.
Yes.
And Rose runs in. That kind of... Not the cool slow-mo, the weird slow-mo where it's choppy and...
Like, it's running at, like,
the frame rate can't
frames a
sustain
second.
slow-mo.
Yeah.
Onto the TARDIS, and that is the first episode.
That is Rose. So I've got a little bit of trivia about this episode, just a little bit. So this episode's viewing figures were so impressive that
I was one of those figures.
Were you?
Yeah.
I believe I was as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were so impressive that it got a Christmas special and a second season greenlit just with that one episode.
Yeah, fair. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a killer pilot.
10.81 million.
Wow.
Yeah, insane. That's how many people were watching that. And yeah, that's fair play to it. It's not the most impressive visually at all times, but I think the pace of it is great. The plot just keeps on coming. There's mystery, there's intrigue, you know?
On a scale of 10, 1 being William Hartnell,
Yes.
10 being David Tennant,
Yeah.
What Doctor would you give this episode?
I would give this episode. So to me, this episode to me felt like a nice, a bowl of like macaroni cheese. Like not super impressive macaroni cheese, just macaroni cheese sauce, heated lovely in a saucepan. Nice and warming, not too mind blowing,
Nostalgic.
but yeah, nostalgic. It feels like your childhood, you know. And I think that to me, I think I would give this episode a Colin Baker out of David Tennant.
Colin Baker was the
Sixth Doctor,
which
yes.
means you're giving it a 6 out of 10. This episode for me was, I thought it really did its job as a pilot. People say it's not a great standout episode by itself, but it does everything it needs to do.
Yeah.
So I can forgive a weaker plot. So I'm gonna give this one a Paul McGann.
Paul McGann out of 10.
He was the 8th Doctor, which means I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
No, yeah, I respect that. It's called Rose, and it perfectly introduces this horrible girlfriend who will
And pathetic boyfriend.
and her pathetic boyfriend.
I've come up with my own segment,
Okay.
which is going to recur in every episode, and it's called Snog, Marry, Exterminate.
Snog, marry, exterminate.
Okay.
I am going to pitch you 3 characters that appear in the episode we have just watched.
Right.
You're going to tell me which one you'd snog, which one you'd marry, and which one
Okay.
you'd exterminate.
Fantastic. Do I have to say it like that when I get to them as well?
You, no.
Oh, thank God.
You say however you want, mate.
Perfect.
The characters
Yes.
for you
Give
to
them to me.
listen.
Give them to me.
this episode are the Doctor,
Yeah.
Clive Finch.
Clive Finch. Wait. Da 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 da. Clive Finch. Clive Finch.
So, the Doctor, Clive Finch, and Micky Smith. Who would you snog based on how they acted in this episode?
This episode,
Who
yeah.
would you snog? Who would you marry? Who would you exterminate?
Okay. Out of these 3 boys, these 3 lovely boys.
3 boys.
3 boys. Just 3 boys.
3 boys.
Who will you snog?
Well,
Please snog me. I think I'm going to snog. I'm going to snog the Doctor.
ooh,
I'm going to snog the Doctor.
he's dangerous.
He's dangerous. He's scary.
Is he daft or is he
mysterious.
dangerous? Yeah.
I'm going to marry Clive Finch. He looks like he's got a lovely home life.
He's wholesome.
His wife
He's got
seems
his
happy.
weird quirks. He's got his man cave, but
Yeah.
he looks like a family.
What man doesn't have
He's
their,
out shopping
their
with his
little
family at the end
interests?
when he's violently killed.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And you would.
I'm exterminating Micky Smith.
You do not need to explain that.
Yeah, no. It just too much, mate. Tone it down. Get a personality instead of changing your persona every 5 seconds.
I agree with your answers on this occasion. Everybody who's listening right now, thank you so much for tuning in to the Timey Wimey Boys podcast.
Yes.
I've been Kez,
I have been Cam.
and we will see you next week when we will be watching and talking about
The end of the world.
See you then, guys.
See ya.
Good
Goodbye.
afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Thank you.